Joining us now are the West Virginia Mountaineers head coach Randy Mazey, student athletes Ivan Gonzalez, and Paul McIntosh. We'll start with a statement from Coach Mazey.
Mountaineers win. That's what counts at this point. It wasn't pretty, but just a typical, the game kind of got hairy there in the middle, and a typical response from our veteran players when they crept back into the game to answer with a couple of big runs. We go up 9-1, and we got our guy on the mound that gives up an average of less than 2 runs a game. You feel pretty good about it, but that's why Kansas has won 8 out of their last 10 in the league, because they've fought their way back in it. And, it's a dangerous team. I felt awful for them. They kept getting guys hurt. I think they lost 3 guys today, and that's a shame. But they gave us all we could handle today, but really happy about our leadership there at the end of the game, and really happy that I've got Whammer here with me. This is his first conference tournament, so makes my day go a lot better in the dugout no matter what's happening on the field.
Okay, questions for the student athletes?
Paul, what you see on that free RBI triple there early?
Initially, I knew I got in the gap, but I didn't know I was going to be able to get to third on that. The guy kind of took a interesting route at it and was able to get to third.
So just kind of the day where you woke up feeling good, woke up feeling like it was going to be your type of day at the plate, or just having the pitches you were looking to hit?
It was just a normal day. Work our butts off every day, and today I saw the ball pretty well and put barrels on it.
Obviously you guys probably would love to have, blown them out and made it an easy game, but at the same time you feel like there's something to learn from a game like this where, to use your coach's word, it got a little hairy there in the middle of things, and then be able to settle back in and get back to playing the way you were. Maybe there's value in winning a game like that.
Yeah, there definitely is. We had the lead early, and then we kind of got complacent with it, and then pitchers made some bad pitches and kind of worked around the count. But, yeah, you definitely learn that you can't let off the gas pedal. No matter who you're playing here in the Big 12, everyone's good. So you just have to keep flooring on the gas and keep scoring some runs.
But you've talked at times about how you work with pitchers during games and that different guys require different sorts of attention. How do you handle Nick on a day that he had today where things were a little touch and go?
Nick's a unique person, so it's just talking to him back and forth. He's really comfortable with someone letting him know, like, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that. So I can just go up to him right after an inning and let him know, hey, you're falling over or you're not following through and stuff like that. So for him, it's just chattering back and forth and just getting him into his zone. And he's usually in his own zone, so it's just talking to him.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, you guys can go on back to the locker room.
Thank you.
We will talk with the coach.
Yeah, let's talk. Why don't you get your own chair down, just in case.
There you go. All right, Coach. Questions for Coach Mazey.
Coach, what did you see there from KU? Like you said, they're in the middle of the game, up 9-1. They cut it to 9-7. What allowed them to close the gap there in the middle?
I think the last month of the season, the confidence they had, as well as they played the last month of the year, just came right to the surface. We're up 9-1, and they're getting guys hurt and losing guys and lineup changes, and seemed like they were rolling a different pitcher out there every inning. All of a sudden, they score some runs and get back in the game, and all of a sudden you see one of their weekend guys on the mound. They're like, oh boy, they're feeling this thing. Momentum's a crazy thing, man. We had it going on in the first 3 innings, and then they grabbed it and just brought it to the other dugout, and they hung on to it for 3 innings, and we grabbed it back for 3 innings. That's the beautiful thing about baseball.
You said it's never easy to come here and win games before we made the trip. Is this a reminder to your guys of just how difficult it is to make a run here?
Yeah, no doubt. But at the same time, we've always played pretty well here. I shared with our guys last night the story of 2013 about how we came here and helped out the tornado victims and more, and none of the guys on the team were around for that. I'm the only guy in uniform that was here for that, so they don't really know how special a place this is for the Mountaineers. So I shared with them the whole story about what we did and how we got to know these people, and kind of taking this town and these people under our wing, and was so glad we were here to help. But what the local people here don't realize is they helped us as much as we helped them, because every kid that was in uniform in 2013 that helped those people, they're not going to look back and remember the scores of the games of that tournament. I don't even remember the scores of the games, but I'll never forget what we did for those people and the 35 guys that we had on that trip, how it was a Mountaineers helping people type of weekend. So I thought that was important for our guys to know how special a place this is for WVU baseball, and I think that has a lot to do with why we play so well here, because we're comfortable and we love these people.
Brandon White's foul line, hug and bunt, and Domes being aggressive from second base. 2-run squeezes don't happen every day.
They don't. That's got to be the right situation, but that's a play we practice all the time. You have to have the right personnel, and we had the exact right personnel in place to run that play. We had speed at all three bases, and that's why we are who we are. You know, we run, we put pressure on the defense, and we really, really needed those 2 runs at that time. And looking back on it, who cares if you score 2 runs with a double or a bunt down the first base line? 2 runs is 2 runs, man, when it's late in the game. So big play for us. But now all the other coaches who watched us play today know we have that play in our repertoire. So we may have to put that one back in the pocket for a little while.
White made that great catch in center and nearly got away with one on the short hop as well. His defense in center field probably saved a couple runs today.
Yeah, Brandon White's the best center fielder I've ever coached in 30 years, and we're a little bit guilty of every time the ball goes up in his direction of thinking it's going to get caught, because it usually does. So he actually thought he caught the ball that obviously hit the ground. They saw the replay, but guy changes games with his defense and changed another one today.
Coach, like we said, uncharacteristic for Nick Snyder, really out there on the mound. This type of performance seemed he couldn't really get into a rhythm. What did you see from him today?
Good question. That's the first he's looked like that in a long time, but you're not going to catch me getting mad at Nick Snyder, for what he's done for the Mountaineers this year. But he wasn't sharp. He really wasn't. We're up 9-1 in the 3rd or 4th inning with the guy on the mound that gives up less than 2 runs a game. You feel pretty good about it. But he wasn't sharp, but he battled. He battled through it, and he'll be better for it. I got no reason to believe that his next start won't be a really, really good one.
This is the earliest game that, your team has played in quite a while. Just having to get up early, go through the motions, have a 9 a.m. first pitch. Did you notice anything? Were you worried about that when you got the time, just having an early start? Because, here at the tournament, it seems we've always been in the night bracket.
Well, we call that the Mountaineer game, because I think that's the 3rd or 4th time we've played in the early game. And, that's a 5:30 wake-up call for our players. That's not easy to do, but right when you think you might be tired, we go bang, bang, bang and score 9 runs in the first 3 innings. So the last time we played Baylor in the 9 a.m. game 2 years ago, we scored 7 in the first inning. So might be something about this team that we're pretty good at 9 in the morning, I guess. But when the game was over, I personally thanked the guys for allowing me to sleep in tomorrow, because you'd be surprised what motivates our players, and not having to get up at 5:30 tomorrow was a huge motivating factor.
Pudge is talking about how many times McIntosh actually caps a ball and it still carries like he hit it on the barrel. I think his sac fly today might have been capped. He still carries it out deep to left field.
Yeah, that whole inning when they brought Sear in the game, one of their weekend guys, good move on their part. They had a chance to win the game, and that guy gave us fits in Morgantown this year. We couldn't hit him at all, and he came in and we went bang, 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 4 in a row, and that was a huge run for us. Darius hit a ball deep to the fence for a double. Marcus hit one to the fence. Paul hit one to the fence, and Pudge got a base hit. We had 4 barrels in a matter of about 45 seconds, so that was the inning, I think, that changed the game. When they scrambled back in it for us to answer and score a run against the best guy they put out there was super important for us.
Coach, what did you say to the guys after that 5th inning to lead into that, to calm them back down?
Oh, I don't say anything to these guys. My job with this group is to stay out of their way. We've got such great leadership, and the seniors that have been around a while, they've played in these tournament games before, and we had a lot of games just like this where big leads evaporate, and one of our sayings is, don't panic. You can hear people in dugouts saying it all the time, and when they get back in the game like they did, we don't panic. So I don't, all my coaching's done, beforehand. When you get into the heat of the battle, I trust our older guys to have a calming effect on everybody else, and they've been doing it all season. Today was no different.
Like your situation with Alec on the mound tomorrow, Coach, regardless of who you play?
That's what I love about you, not afraid to overstate the obvious. Yeah, you always love Manoah on the mound, and to have him on the mound in the winner's bracket is really, really nice for us. Regardless of who we play, he's a super prideful guy, so he's going to go out there and you're going to get his best effort, and he knows the importance of winning game 2. So, yeah, he's the guy I want to flip the ball to in this situation 100 times out of 100.
Okay, that it? Coach, I just want you to know in our pre-tournament meeting this morning, I told them how special you and your team were to us here in Oklahoma City.
Thank you, brother.
You got it.
Thanks, guys.